Just an update, by the way, on that story. Nandipama Kutumana, Thabo Bester's alleged accomplice, is due to appear in a court in Bloemfontein tomorrow. As you were just seeing there in the package put together by Nick Anderson, this week, leaders including the Justice and Correctional Services Minister, Ronald Lamola, Police Minister, Begitsele, and provincial authorities, as well as G4S officials, were called before Parliament to account about how Thabo Bester was able to fake his death in a prison fire and then remain on the out undetected for almost a year. Now, one of the MPs on the Justice and Correctional Services Portfolio Committee is the EFF's Yoliswa Yako, who's joining us tonight to talk more about this story. A very good evening to you, ma'am. I'm grateful for your time. At some point last week during the hearings, you lamented the fact that it didn't seem that you were making significant headway in understanding what had happened and be the way forward. I wonder if that is still your feeling today.
Thank you so much, Temile. I think that we are literally looking at a very bad situation where we've got people who have had a very high level kind of type of criminality. And as members of the portfolio committee, we are worried about how this crime has come to the fore and how we are a part of it, and now we are in the fore of how we're trying to come to the party, you know. And it's incredible how we must now work towards trying to get to the fore of trying to, you know, make sense of everything.
And how should a committee such as yours go about trying to make sense of everything that's happened and perhaps preventing or helping to prevent something similar from happening and holding those involved accountable?
No, it's very sad because, you know, we must now make our way into the fore. Like, we must make sense of everything. We must speak to everything. We must make sure that everyone is involved. We must make sure that, you know, we've got everyone involved in terms of how we want everything to happen. There's a lot that's going on, and it's not easy for us. And you remember that this is not what we expected as a portfolio committee. It's not what we wanted to know. It's not what we thought that is happening. Now we're dealing with a situation we never thought is a situation that was at the fore. So basically, it's very heavy for us.
Just lastly then, Ms. Yako, let me ask you about the government and the pressure that it's currently facing to terminate the contract with G4S, which is the private security company responsible for the Mangaung Correctional Center. That company had, in fact, disagreed with government quite publicly, claiming that Bester had died in that cell, even though we now know, as long ago as late last year, it was confirmed that that was not his body in the cell. What do you think should happen?
So a lot of things should happen because, you know, with G4S not coming to the party in terms of parliament, with G4S not aligning with what we wanted to happen, which is that everything that should have gone wrong should have been addressed. There's a lot that's going on that should not have been happening. And now, as members of parliament, we must make things happen that should not have happened in the first place. And now we must align with everything. And what we're saying is that it should be in a way that makes sense in terms of alignment. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yoliswa Yako, EFF Member of Parliament and member of the Justice and Correctional Services Portfolio Committee, thank you so much for your time tonight.